What's up, guys? This is Jay from Generation Geek, and today we have the Sentry number 4 for this comic rundown. And boy, do things go from 0 to 100 super quick in this one. But as always, if you guys are new here, please like, share, and subscribe, and join the Geek fam. We'll love to have you. So we pick up where we left off with Ryan approaching Mallory and Jessica Jones. And he's like, what made you come back from the moon? And she's like, well, it was kind of cold up there and I had some energy to burn off. Then Jessica's like, yo, we've been looking for you, Ryan. Like, we need to talk to you. And Ryan was like, look, we don't got nothing to talk about. And as that is happening, Misty is calling and she's telling him about Denise, the last host of the Sentry in which Ryan eliminated. And she's like, we have no trace of her. Home is gone. And she's like, well, Ryan's right here. And then Denise, the essence of Denise that's inside of Ryan's like, they're gonna find out you're a murderer. And he's like, shut up. And then he just cracks Jessica across the face and like sends her flying. And for those who don't know, Jessica can take some of this. I'm surprised she could take a punch like that from the Sentry, because she's like invulnerable and strong, like similar to Luke, and she can fly a little bit. But she's kind of a flying brick as the Jewel, but she's not like super powerful. She's not like Sentry Wonderman level, but she's pretty strong and she's pretty tough for sure. So we see that Ryan tries to appeal to Mallory, and unlike the other hosts, Ryan kind of seems to actually have a little crush on her or whatever. And so with this, he's telling her, the Sentry was the most powerful hero ever. He was never celebrated how he should have been. The ACD and the Avengers are always trying to control him and stuff like that. And she's like, I think you're acting like a lunatic. And then this man just loses it, and then he just starts trying to let loose on her. And then the fight is on. So then you have Jessica, who finally recovers. She comes back, she puts Ryan in a headlock, and he's like, bro, you're not strong enough. Tosses her back off again, which again, as you guys know, I love my power scaling. The Sentry should be way above her. And though she is strong, way stronger than human, he's still just manhandling her because the power levels are just so extreme. So yes, she is like Misty's muscle, but when it comes to somebody like the Sentry or Thor, she just can't hold a candle to that level of power. And as he's just thrashing him and throwing him around the city, Mallory tries to appeal to him again. She finds some research on the Sentry, and she talks about how she knows that sometimes he was influenced by the Void, but he really tried to be a hero. And Ryan's like, well, I'm doing what's necessary for the greater good, and the world doesn't need someone like you, somebody with cerebral palsy who can control her abilities. You're a threat to everyone. Then Mallory just lets loose on him. Finally lets her powers out. She kind of tries to blame it on the spasm, but Jessica's like, yeah, nice try. That was a good hit though. And as the fight's going on, we finally get to see this interesting thing, which we've never really saw with the Sentry, aside from the the Void talking to him. But instead of the Void, Ryan has all the previous hosts in which he eliminated talking to him, saying they hope that he loses. And why doesn't he tell them the truth? And then Mallory's like, hey, yo, like, I can hear that. Like, Ryan, who are you talking to? And, he's telling her to back off. And then they're like, we're just like you. He's like, get out of my head. And then finally, Mallory's able to go inside of his head and actually see the other host of the Sentry, which Ryan took out. And they finally come to the conclusion that's why Clea wasn't able to track the other hosts, obviously, like we said in the last videos, because Ryan eliminated them all. Then the moment happens where we finally see Mallory in her glow. She's able to connect to the other hosts, and while they're in there, they're like, I've done some resurrection, like I can come back to life. And she brings all the hosts of the Sentry outside of Ryan back into the real world. She gives them life again, back with the power of the Sentry. And now Ryan has to fight against 5 beings with the power of the Sentry. Now granted, they are splitting Mallory's power, so he still has all the powers he's taken from them. Even Ryan says, you guys are still not a match for me for power, but they still have 5 people that split basically infinite power amongst each other. So they're still formidable, and they just start jumping Ryan, like they just start giving Ryan hands.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What's up, guys? This is Jay. As you guys know, we love making content for you guys, but as we're starting to notice, many of you are watching, but many of you are not subbing. So why not join the Geek fam? Come rock with us. Just hit that sub button, hit the bell. We'll love to have you. Y'all be blessed. Peace. So we see the full gambit of Sentry's powers. We got people using molecular kinesis. You got them saving civilians, flying around, doing all the superhero Sentry stuff. Farhad running super fast, finally getting accepted by the locals, not just as a mutant, but as a hero. You got Jessica helping around, helping catch planes and stuff like that. And they're all just doing all these impressive things. So then finally, Mallory and the rest of the hosts come up to Ryan, and they're like, Mallory's like, I thought I was wrong, the wrong person to have these powers, but it's really you. you're really the wrong one to have the powers. I thought it was my cerebral palsy that made me a weaker host, but actually you're weaker because of your mental state and how you think and how you behave. And they was like, you know, we think we'll just take the power back that you stole from us. And they start siphoning the power from Ryan back into themselves, basically back into Mallory. See, for some reason the resurrection does not last, and all of the hosts start to fade away. And it's like, well, we did a number on him, he did a number on us, but we knew the magic wouldn't last. And it's like, now the power is all yours, Mallory. And now Mallory now has the full power of the Sentry within herself, without the interference of the void, but she still has to deal with her cerebral palsy as her power, which I find very, very interesting, that for a character with this much power, she still has a weakness in a sense, at least an obstacle that she has to work around. And then Ryan's like, I just wanted to be taken seriously. And they're like, bro, well, you should have thought about that before you start killing people. So they lock him up. They put a power inhibitor on him, which I believe Ryan still might get some powers back. I don't believe characters like that just completely lose all of their powers, especially something with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. I don't believe that we're done seeing the end of Ryan Topper, but they take him away into custody. And they also take Mallory into custody. They put a power inhibitor on her and she turns herself in because she doesn't feel like she's worth to have the power, and she feels like she's caused so much damage in learning her powers that she deserves to go to jail. But instead they take her in. Misty herself, who's also somebody in the superhero community that has a disability with herself because she's missing an arm, she decides to take Mallory in and decides, we're going to train you to be better. And then this is when Mallory decides to go from being the Sentry to now going by the name of Solaris. So yes, we have a new hero in the Marvel landscape with the power of the Sentry. Mallory now goes by the name of Solaris. And that is the end of this run. What do you guys think? I personally do not like it. I just love Robert Reynolds as the Sentry so much. That is the Sentry as we know it. Mallory's cool. I'm glad that she has her thing, but I feel like the Sentry power as a whole shouldn't have been used as like a Phoenix Force, like a host type of thing. It is his power. The power was Robert's. It was his power. So just to be passing it around like it's Mjolnir or it's the Phoenix Force, I don't really feel that. I'm glad that there is a new superpower within the landscape. Somebody like her, somebody that can go against Carol Danvers and the Hulk and Blue Marvel. Like, that's super interesting, obviously, for future videos and just future stories in general. I love that that is happening, but she could have been her own hero. It could have been somebody that had an offshoot of the serum, but it just being passed around. I don't know. I believe the Sentry will be back, the original Sentry. I believe Robert Reynolds will be back, but we'll see. What do you guys think? As always, I have been Jay from Generation Geek. Y'all be blessed. Peace.